Okay, today we are going to make Hamish a little rug. I'm going to make a few of them actually, but this was an experiment, and this is how the first one came out. So I'm going to show you how I put it together. It looks like it would be hard, and it's not. It just takes a little while, and it's actually a lot quicker than you would think it would be. I've seen something done similar with like a piece of cotton, but I didn't have any loose weave cotton. So I've done mine with burlap and embroidery floss. And the only other thing I used beyond that is just glue. And I used tacky glue to hold everything in place. I'm just trying to, I didn't weigh it down toward the end here again, so, but it's laying fairly flat. So I will show you how I did it. All I've done is take a piece of burlap and I cut roughly the size that I'm wanting my rug to be, and then I just took tacky glue and went around the edges. I don't know that that's going to be enough to hold it once I'm finished, but we shall find out. If nothing else, I will put a line of hot glue or something on the bottom, which might actually help it keep it from slipping around on the floor. So we'll see. We'll get to that when we get to that. And then I have here all kinds of embroidery floss. I don't even remember where I bought it. It was cheap and a good assortment of colors. So I'm going to go through, and I want it kind of earthy because that's my thing. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to pick out, I don't know how many colors, we shall see, and then we'll get started. I've got a fairly long needle because what we're going to do is we're going to weave the embroidery thread through the weave of the fabric of the burlap. So this is the color selection that I made. I don't know that I'm going to go in any particular order. I haven't really decided, but I think I'm going to start with this pretty blue. I'm just going to go a little bit longer than the rug itself. And I'm just going to hope my glue holds. It's kind of stiff on the edges here because of that glue. So I'll probably poke myself many times. I'm just going to weave it. Oops, yeah, it pulled right out of that edge. Maybe I'll start in the center. This is an experiment, so we shall see. Much easier to get through without that glue. This isn't going to be a fast project by any means. And that's what we're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get a few more rows in here. Just when I do the next one, I'm going to alternate. So where this one goes over, it'll go under, kind of like, well, you're weaving. So I will get a couple done and then I will show you what that looks like. I've learned the hard way by pulling my thread out the other end. Leave it attached until you get to the other end and then cut it. It's much safer that way. But those are just two colors. You can see I've alternated. I've gone over where this one went under. All right, let's keep trucking. And that's how we're coming along so far. You can still see through it because I'm alternating between the vertical threads as well that are in the burlap, but it's getting there. Okay, there it is. All the colors have been added. And I'm just trying to figure out, my edges are still really stiff from when I had done the initial glue, but I think I'm going to go around the edge again with some tacky glue just so that it doesn't unravel. And I think I'm going to leave it on a silicone mat and put some weight on it. I'll throw a piece of wax paper on top and leave some weight on it. We're going to go out and grab some lunch for my daughter's birthday. Happy birthday, my no longer little one, almost a teen. Yeah, I'm going to throw some glue on the back and put some wax paper over it, and then I will check on it when we get back. Just wanted to show that I'm being pretty liberal with the glue too. And I'm going a bit in from where I did it last time, just to catch all the embroidery thread and lock those all into place at the edge. Fingers crossed. Actually, I think I'm going to go over the whole back of it with a thinner layer. Because why not? Except my glue bottle is wanting to come apart here. Come on, tacky glue. Aww. There. I'm just going to spread it with my finger and make sure that the whole back is covered, because I'm going to be putting wax paper and some weight on it. It should stay pretty flat, and the glue should help in that. Or at least that's the plan. Like I said, this is an experiment, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, throw some paper and a book or something on top of it. Got my wax paper there, and I will check back in when I get home and we'll see what happens. Okay, so when we got home from eating yesterday, I took it out of the parchment paper because I wanted it to be able to dry, but and I just let it sit on its own. And it's actually relatively flat. In fact, and the glue dried so well that it's, unless you feel it, you can't really tell which side is which. You can't tell by just looking at it which side has the tacky glue. But I can feel that it's the side that does not, because it's softer. Yeah, it's relatively flat. So now I need to decide what I want to do. I don't want the side fringe, but I don't know that I feel comfortable just cutting it off. Because I'm afraid things will come undone. So I'm wondering if maybe I shouldn't take... I just don't know. Maybe I could trim them down very, very short. Or I was thinking maybe I could take and fold them back over the back like this. And then put a small bead of hot glue and then trim them short, which is what I think I may do. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to deal with these sides first. And then the ends, I'm just going to trim all the same length. So the original burlap pieces as well as the embroidery floss, I will trim all the same length. So I'm going to go ahead and glue all of these down. So I'm going to go just like that on both the sides. Actually, I changed my mind because I just started folding these down and then tried to lay it down and it stuck up all weird. So I'm going to trim them all down flush with the very edge. And then if I have to, I will take super glue or some more tacky glue right along the edge. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim all those off and ditch the hot glue idea. Unless I don't know, I could do hot glue on the edge too. Haven't decided, not real sure. But either way, I'm going to go trim them.